going to do this episode a little different because we're talking about something that's not going on in our life, but something that we read.
Yeah.
So we're going to do his side, her side, and the truth all wrapped in at once. You're looking very beautiful, as usual.
Thank you.
Thanks, your love.
So this is I keep seeing this pop up on my timeline, and I want us to talk about it. Okay. So the post is by some alleged football player.
Yeah, I seen that.
Redskins.
It's probably not
okay.
real.
I'm gonna read it, and then we're gonna talk about it. Why do black athletes marry white women? And it says the answer is simple, brother. Most of the sisters were raised in broken homes, and they don't have proper guidance to how they should treat a man. So they mess up in a lot of relationships. The biggest difference is a white woman knows her position and accepts her role as a woman, lets her man lead. Black women believe it's 50-50, and you have to be uneducated and and always want to argue and be the boss. Men don't like that ish, especially if you're successful. Young black athletes are looking for a woman to submit, do their part, and they handle business. Men need peace of mind and don't get that with black women.
As black women are not coachable, let's put it that way. Coachable from a football player. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. I think I was raised different. Like, my mom is foreign. She's a foreigner.
She's got a black belt and whoop that butt.
Oh yeah, I know of the butt whoopings.
Yeah.
So they're just different people, and there's a culture there. And I see that a lot of men who tend to shy away from the American girl because they're finding that they're getting something different at home. And I'm wondering, maybe is it because of the home structure? And a lot of African American homes tend to be broken. Not saying that other homes aren't broken. I believe that your house would be a place of peace. He would tell you, like, he's happy when he gets home. He can't wait to get home.
I'm right here. I might disagree. I might say something different now. Okay? Let me speak for myself, y'all. Let me speak for myself.
All right. So what would you say?
Help. Blink if you need help.
Don't get out.
How do you feel about the article?
The
meme or whatever.
All right,
internet foolishness.
The whole thing about black woman this and black woman that, I mean, you're always gonna get black men who just for whatever reason, the mama whooped them too much, or maybe something happened. I don't know what happened, but they just have this hate against black women. And I really feel bad for them, because there's a lot of good black women out there who want to be married, who are great mothers, who are smart and intelligent, and they're not given a chance because maybe, they're being overlooked over something that's been flashed too much on a commercial or in a magazine, and now all of a sudden somebody thinks that that's the ideal image of beauty. It's just really sad. I don't believe that because you go to another race that you're not going to get a headache or someone who's bossy and ruly. Like, I don't believe that's not gonna happen, because all women, we all have our issues, and there's a lot of women who do not take no ish, so it doesn't matter what her skin complexion is. Maybe he should say the women that he's came across, he should talk about them and not put all of us in a box, because we're not all the same.
I'll say, for me, babe, I think I read the article. I think it really opened up discussion. I mean, we're talking about it. I don't even think it's real, to be honest with you. I think it's fake.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good discussion point, and it drives a lot of discussion, because I've been seeing on my timeline a lot of people are discussing it. All right, so the truth of the matter, this is my humble opinion. I don't think it's about race. Okay. All right, I firmly believe that it's 100% individual person to person. I've dated people in other races. It's individual person to person. I will say the one common denominator is this: no man. I'm speaking for all. I think I can speak for all men on this one. No man wants to come home and not have peace in his home. It doesn't matter what color you are. That's torture. And I can only speak for men. I'm assuming it's the same for women, but no one wants to go home, and dread coming home. I would just say that any black man that says anything about all black women is an idiot, because you don't know all black women.
Yeah.
You can say the women that you've met, this is the issues that I've come across.
Yeah.
And the same thing about when women say all men are dogs. I'm like, okay, so your daddy must be a dog. Your brothers and uncles must be dogs. Your children must be dogs. Because you can't speak about everybody. All you can speak about is the people that have come across in your life. Back to the article, I will say that the most powerful thing that article did was draw up. It touched a sore spot, because I think a lot of people really believe that. Because when you see famous movie stars, producers, directors, singers, entertainers, you always tend to see them with someone of the other race. But
I see a lot of black men
with black women. But what gets broadcast more?
It's the one with the white women. But I also feel like there's an agenda being put out there.
I agree, 100%.
Because you'll never see anybody saying, they hate any other race but their own. And it's just kind of funny, like, you don't see them shine a light on all the beautiful black couples, but you see them shine a light on, I hate black women. I feel like if you love the person, you love the person. But do not bash someone who looks like you, or your daughter who can look like you, or your son who can look like you. Don't bash them, because they're going to grow up to be that woman or to be that man.
I think, when we look back at the article and you look back at people, just learn the individual. Back to what we said in the last episode, my main thing was get to know the person. Yeah. I can't stress on that point enough. Really get to know the person, regardless if they're black, white, or whatever, because especially if you're a successful person, I'm just a regular guy all around. But if you're a successful guy making millions and millions of dollars, or a successful woman making millions and millions of dollars, you got to remember that there are people out there trying to get your money.
Yeah.
Professional football and professional basketball players, they get, I don't know about WNBA though. Someone let me know about WNBA. They actually get counseling and mentorship about who to marry, where to go out, who to date. But I will say, if someone that looks like your mother is counseling you on who to date versus someone who looks like, someone else at a bank counseling you on who to date, I'm pretty sure which direction they're going to steer you in.
And I also feel like if you keep on running into the same experience with a person, maybe because you keep on dating the same type of person, and I know we all have like our types we run into.
You say that.
And stuff, but sometimes you gotta try something different. Look, if the hood ain't treating you right, then maybe you should go grab you someone straight out of college. If it's the same equation, you keep getting the same answer, maybe you need to change some of the variables.
You take a person with the good and the bad, the good and the bad, the good and the bad, because not everything about everyone is all shiny. Again, when you're not at that maturity level, you do stuff like the guy who's on there. I'm sure he met, I don't know him, I'm sure there were nice black women out there, but they got in one argument or something like that, and he was like, oh well, she just needs to know her place. A woman's place is beside you. Yeah. Not in front of you, not behind you, beside you. You're all together. Yeah. I remember I was telling you about the women I work with. I mean, most of the women where I used to work with my old job, their husbands are stay-at-home dads. Yeah. Because they were making a pretty nice chunk of change, and they said, hey, it's just better for you to stay at home, work this out. Look, again, it's all about when y'all come together, y'all are a team. Yeah. But then a team, everybody has their position. Yep. Everybody playing a role. Kobe. When you have a business, anything, everybody has their position. Mm-hmm. So I think the issue is that people are fighting over titles or positions or roles or responsibilities, and that makes your foundation crumble. You have to find your position and play it well. But you have to play your position, because he can't go to work and then come home and then have to clean the house and cook too. He just worked to pay all the bills, and you just sitting there eating Doritos on the couch, and it's like, dang,
I come in and every room in the house is messed up. So familiar. But yeah, like, so, and I don't, that's not fair. That's not fair. That's how it goes right back to that fighting, that animosity. Maybe you don't say anything and it builds up, and before you know it, now y'all arguing about things that's built up over the past 3 years. Yeah. Maybe what he's getting down to is that a lot of women coming from single parent homes are used to seeing maybe their mom do everything. And so they feel like, well, I can handle everything on my own. And so when they get into a relationship, everybody's fighting to be the chief.
I mean, for me, I'll say this. Now, you probably are going to disagree, but this is just my viewpoint. Look, my wife is not submissive to me, all right? At the end of the day, my wife will tell me to no in a heartbeat, all right? She's not submissive. There's not no coming to America, the royal penis is now clean. There's none of that stuff going on in this house. But what we are is we're a team. And we've always been a team. And at the end of the day, you know, you have to build that teamwork. And I think what that article showed is that whatever that man had been through, or whatever he believes that he can't be a team with an African American woman, because he used the word coachable. Which means you can be the greatest player in the world, but if you don't listen to the coach's advice, then there's nothing they can do with you. You're as good as you're ever going to be. But I think, unfortunately for him, he may have missed out on some great opportunities. I don't know, because I know the women he dealt with, maybe all the black women he dealt with were garbage. I don't know, you know, or maybe he's not all that to begin with.
But just because someone is a different race doesn't mean they're going to be better than the person you were with before.
It's an individual to individual. It doesn't even matter. But I think that's the reality. There are a lot of people who come from broken homes, and we're all affected by our home life, whether we realize it or not. You were talking earlier about, you know, your mom told you to clean the house and do this and do that. And I'll tell you, there are pretty much a lot of things that I look for in a woman I saw in my family. My parents were married for over 40 years. I think 45 years.
That's where I was, you know, going back to that example. Do you feel like a person needs to have an example there in order to be able to emulate that within their own life?
So I will say an example makes things so much easier in your life, but an example can be a bad example. I know for a fact, I think I've told you, one person who I knew was just mentally damaged just by the comment that they said to me. You don't even realize you're mentally damaged because you've lived in this life cycle so long, you think it's, and you've seen it all around you, you think it's normal. You don't even realize you're damaged. You're surrounding yourself by so many people who think and do these certain things, not even realize it's destructive behavior. But it doesn't mean that you have to be that way. But again, to answer your question, an example is very important. But you don't have to be together to show an example of a loving relationship.
People think that these kids don't know anything. They know a lot. They're aware of their surroundings, and they're watching your behaviors, and all of that stuff goes into their subconsciousness. And a lot of times they turn out to do the same exact things as their parents did. So you gotta watch what you're doing around your children. Just because you're a single parent doesn't mean that they can't still have great qualities and have long-lasting relationships. It's what you teach them that they take along with them in their adult life. And
all I'm just saying is study people, be humble enough to listen to others, and it's not about race. It never is about race. It's about the individual person.
Yeah, and their experiences. Key points are,
when you find the right person, it's not going to be a struggle. No. You know, it's going to be easy.
It's not about race. When you are building your foundation in your household, figure out your roles to play and play those roles very well. Each other support, communicate.
Peace in the home is essential.
Peace in the home is essential.
This is not a battlefield.
Nope. So don't compete. Don't compete with your spouse. You guys are a team. You guys are in this together. Everybody cannot play the chief in the house.
Communicate with love and respect.
Love and respect. Respect is a big one.
If you can go to work amongst people that you hate and not yell, scream, and cuss them out, you should be able to come home and do the same.
Yeah. Allowing your husband to lead, that's my personal belief.
Don't compromise who you are.
Yeah.
So I guess that sums it up. This has been an episode of Bamba. No. No, all jokes aside. Hopefully you got something from this. You had fun with us. So this has been his side,
Her side, and the
we
truth.